ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cage Talk. Today, I have a guest with me. It's World Kickboxing Champion. He is extremely motivated. If you don't know who this person is, he's a trainer now. He works at Extreme Couture as well. We have the legendary man himself, Tim Lane. How you doing, Tim?
All right. How you doing, Alex? Hello, everyone.
Again, you're the stuff that you did inside the ring and now what you're doing outside the ring, it's very inspirational and stuff. And I do have a couple of dates that I'd like to throw at you that obviously mean something to you. 1978, February 23rd, 2002. But before that, I wanted to let everyone know, when Tim Lane comes to my head, the very first three words that kind of just jump out would be determination, ambition, and persistent. I just believe that kind of makes up who you are as a person, and you have that drive that a lot of people don't have, and it's really good to have. And again, I respect everything that you do, and especially coming from your past, your training leading up to kickboxing and stuff. I mean, if you didn't have any of these, determination, persistence, or anything like that, you wouldn't get to where you were right now. So again, I would like anyone who hasn't heard of you, just give them a little bit about your background and what you did.
All right. Well, thank you, Alex. You did some good research there. And
Absolutely.
1978,
yes, sir,
was the first time that I felt that I felt great about who and what I was. I was born in Germany, Alex, in 1972, and my parents split up when I was 3 years old.
Okay.
But I don't remember what happened. But before I moved to America, I apparently had fallen out of my high chair, and I had a skull fracture in the back of my head.
Okay.
So my first traumatic brain injury was 2 years old. And then my parents split up when we came to America when I was 3 years old. And I lived with my aunt right outside of Washington, D.C. from the ages of 4 to 5. So my dad was stationed out of the country. And you can't tell now, but I'm a full-blooded ginger. And my hair when I was little was big and wavy and, looking a little bit different than the other kids in the neighborhood that I live with. I got bullied a little bit, and I got bullied a lot. But my aunt was married to a man from India. So all the food in the house was curry. So everything curry dishes, and I loved it, but I just smelled of a lot of curry.
Definitely.
So I ended up getting picked on. I had a lot of bullies at that time. And when my father came back to pick me up later that year, I said, Dad, I'd like to start martial arts. And during that whole year, I didn't feel very good about myself, Alex, because of the name calling and the bullying and things. But almost 1 year into doing judo, my dad signed me up in judo out in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And I learned how to defend myself, man. And I felt more confidence. And I entered a tournament there in 1978, and I won my first judo tournament. It was the Oklahoma State Judo Championship. And when the referee raised my hand, I got goosebumps.
There you go.
It was something I had never felt before, Alex.
Yes,
so
sir.
Those goosebumps, they put me into that's all I want to have in my life.
Exactly.
So I decided right then, this is going to be my career. I'm going to be a world champion. And wherever my father moved, he would put me in a new martial art. And I continued to, do many amateur fights and then turn professional. And that next day, you said February 2002 is when I won what I thought was my, the top of my life.
Yes, sir.
And it was great with the goosebumps and everything I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that started in 1978. That's good, Alex.
Yeah, yes, sir. And again, I find it always interesting when I talk to different fighters and stuff like that. Where did it all begin? Everyone has a different path they choose on how to become a fighter. and almost the same end result, which is becoming, champion or something like that. So it's always interesting just to see their motivation and stuff, man. I mean, that's
Mm.
something I love. That's why I love talking to fighters and stuff, just to get their perspective and their their input on things. And again, like I said, you are a legend in my eyes, just because of, again, someone who didn't take a path. Let's say, some people do. How do I explain it without, more or less just like, hey, you didn't go down the wrong path. People bully again. You got bullied, and then you didn't take that wrong path. You kind of harnessed that negative energy and turned it into something positive, which is really inspirational, and that's awesome, man. I do.
Thank you, Alex.
And again,
Mm.
and now, right? Explain people what you do now, man, because this is pretty cool as well, man.
Well, now, Alex, and Alex, I have been very disciplined and very, I say, consistent with training and things, but I have went down a different path more than one time, and fighting or martial arts has always, kept me back into what got me to here now. So there has been some lows, but the majority of my life, I've been striving to do better and feel better and help more. So I won my world title in 2002. I defended my title 4 times, and then I retired. And like a lot of other professional fighters, I became a coach to help other people become champions. So I had 3 Golden Glove champions in New York, and then I moved out here to Las Vegas to pursue one of my fighters as a professional. And that went well. He won world title, but there was something that came into my life with combat veterans and professional athletes. There was a group, and a guy came up to me in a wheelchair and said, "I want to learn how to box." And it kind of blew me away, because I had been asked before, but I tried it before, and using gloves when people in a wheelchair, a lot of times it's hard to make it work.
Yes.
But I invented a product that I was allowed to let him use. Their sticks, and the sticks are an extension of the arm, Alex. So the stick, he was able to, you've seen coaches hold like sticks for their fighters, and the fighters punch it like swimming noodles and things. Well, I made a martial art out of a swimming noodle. And now being able to help the man in a wheelchair, and then be able to help people with Parkinson's disease, I got involved with them through Rainy Couture and the other foundations we're working with. So right now, I work with 3 nonprofits, and I'm able to teach them fitness and martial arts only on how to feel good. I don't do the competitive fighting anymore. I don't. I'm not going to battle anymore with any of my students. All I'm doing now is helping pick people up and help them feel better through encouragement, motivation, and me doing it myself.
Perfect. And how does that make you feel, man? That must feel amazing. Again, there might be a challenge within itself, because like you said, with the guy with the wheelchair, it's challenging. But again, with your mindset and stuff, man, I think anything's possible, right?
Anything is possible, Alex. And what's crazy is, since I was little, I've always been chasing the goosebumps. I got it when I was that first feeling of it. I got it.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Now, Alex, you asked how it makes me feel. When the man came up to me in a wheelchair, his name was Ryan, and he said, I want to learn how to box. When I gave him the sticks and he used them, he stopped about 3 minutes into doing it and started crying. I said, "Hey, man, you okay?" He said, "Tim, I haven't felt this good since my leg was blown off in Afghanistan."
Wow.
And right at that moment, Alex, my skin rose up.
Goosebumps. You got different goosebumps.
Oh,
Here
I
it
got
is.
different goosebumps, Alex.
Yeah.
And I had not known what my mission is for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that day right there, I said, "Oh, man, this is it." That was 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, Alex.
Wow.
So since that time, it has been my mission. I'm not in the competitive fight world anymore, but it's my mission to help empower men, women, and children that have been dealing with adversity. I help them activate the body so they can stimulate the mind to a positive state of flow, allowing them to be able to dream, believe, and achieve their best life.
That's all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's incredible, man. I think, I mean, just hearing you talk about that gives me goosebumps. Again, it's all about helping other people out, and again, that's awesome, bro. That's so cool. And
Thank you,
like you
Alex.
said, it's a different type of goosebumps, right? I mean, you
Mm.
get that effect, but it's something else. You're helping other people. You helped yourself out. Now you're helping other people, and again, I love when people are done with they're not necessarily done with the sport. They're done with their part of their careers, but they still want to give back to the sport that, they, shed, blood and sweat and tears with. I mean, I've talked to Frank Trigg.
Mm.
I've talked to Chris
Mm.
Lieben, and those
Mm.
guys, laid it all on the line in the octagon. And now, they're giving back. Now they're, the refs, and
Mm.
they just want to be part and help out as much as they can in the sport. And that's awesome. That's really awesome, man.
Mm. Thank you, Alex.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you.
No problem, man. No, we appreciate you, man, and especially what you do. There's need to be more Tim Lanes in the world, man, and
Mm.
just especially in times like this, times like these it's rough, man. And if people had just like the mentality and that focus like you had, I mean, world would be a little bit different, man. It would be a little bit different.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
when talking about your career, I know we kind of jump stepped it. I was just super excited about
Mm.
talking about your world championship and stuff. Now you had some adversity as well when you were just starting up training when you moved to New York. Can you explain a little bit about that? Because I think a lot of people need to hear that perspective and stuff, man. It's something again. If it wasn't for determination within
Mm.
yourself, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that. Hell no. But
Mm.
you can
Mm.
go. So go ahead and kind of share on that, buddy.
Well, my dream was so strong about being a world champion that I knew I was going to do it. It just took some steps.
Yes, sir.
So I was in Virginia. I had turned professional. I was 26 years old. I was 3-0 boxing and 3-0 kickboxing, and I started to get into some stuff outside of the gym and being around a group of friends that I had when I was younger that maybe I shouldn't have been around, Alex.
Yes, sir.
And I made some wrong choices. So I ended up in jail for 45 days.
Okay.
And during those 45 days, a deputy slid a book under my door, and it was a KO magazine. And it was an article about a boxer named Zab Judah and his trainer and father named Yoel Judah. Remember Zab Judah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, being there, Alex, one of the CO, the deputy in jail, had been in one of my fights, and he said, "Tim, check out this magazine." Well, when I read the article, I got emotional, and my skin went crazy, Alex. I had so many goosebumps, and I had this feeling like, man, they're in New York. He's a lefty. I'm a lefty. Southpaw. His dad's a kickboxing champion, and he's the best in boxing right now. I knew right there that I was going to move to New York from Virginia and pursue my career. So the next morning, I woke up and I called my mom. I said, "Ma, I'm moving to New York as soon as I get out of here." She's like, "What?" I said, "Ma, I'm moving to New York. I know a trainer up there." I told her I knew him.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Okay, well, anything that's going to keep you out of trouble and continue to follow your goals, you do it, Timmy." So I got out 2 days later, went to New York. I had a friend up there that allowed me to stay with him for a couple weeks, but then I was staying behind Gleason's gym there in Brooklyn for almost a month. So I didn't have a place to stay. And, dealing with that adversity, Alex, what stayed in my mind so much was that feeling that I got of goosebumps of being a world champion. Anytime something came in my mind about, hey, man, we're outside, it's raining. I didn't care. I'm going to be champion. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's, I'm on the subway sleeping all night. Doesn't matter. Well, one of the trainers named John Taliaferro had seen me sleeping in Gleason's gym one day in the morning, and he came up to me and said, "Tim, I have an extra room in my place. It was in Manhattan, 155th Street, and he allowed me to stay there long enough for myself to get healthy and then find a job that teaching martial arts again." So that determination that I had, Alex, it all stemmed from the goosebumps that I got,
From that
and Yeah, that kept me going. I would not quit because I had a dream of becoming a world champion. That overrid anything,
Everything.
everything. Yes,
Definitely.
that goal.
And it's crazy how
Mm.
just like how strong that feeling, you know, that memory, that feeling has, that you could be going through a lot of stuff and you just replay that back, you know, that feeling, and it's like, man, that I wouldn't give this up for the world. And again, a lot of people need to kind of search for that. Young fighters, life in general, just find that feeling that, you know, you felt the happiest, and just kind of keep that as motivation, because a lot of people they get stuck in you know, same dead end job, complaining all the time and stuff. It's never good. It's not. A lot of people don't have that mentality. Just to kind of, with me, like I like I said, I try to be as positive as I can. You know, one thing that my grandfather taught me was, hey, you know, you can't change um, you can't change other people's outcomes, right? The only thing is you can only focus on you and your ability, what you can do, and just focus on yourself. And a lot of people don't focus on themselves. They try to kind of sharp in on your life, on their life. And I mean, I'm 100% on my road, and that's all. You know, I got my son. I'm focused on him, and that's pretty much it, man. That's all I can do. Again, I can't control what other people do, only what I can do. So that's just a
Mm.
little side mentality I have.
That's awesome, Alex. Alex, how old are you?
I am 30. 30
30.
years. Yep.
Man,
Yeah, I'm
you're
30.
doing great, Alex. I'm so proud of you, dude. For your age, man, you seem. I mean, you're on your mission, man, and I love to see that. You
Thank you. I
know.
appreciate that. Again, I don't. I've been trying to train little by little. I go in and out sometimes. Again, it's hard, you know, with my son being around, getting McDonald's and not getting me some. But I try to, you know, stay healthy, try to run every day and stuff. I was one time, Tim. Let me tell you, I was at 210 about 2.5 months ago, and I finally
Mm.
jumped down. I started, you know, like, you know what, my dad has diabetes and stuff, and he's going through a rough time. I saw that, and that kind of got me motivated to run every day and eat healthy. And I jumped from 210 was the highest I was ever, and I
Mm.
jumped down to 175. My
All
175. Yeah,
right.
yeah, man. I just
Congratulations, Alex. That's awesome.
yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I'll try. I try once in a while. And again, the weight starts going back up. You know, I kind of, you know, lay low for a little bit, kind of just relax,
Mm.
eat a burger here though, but try to get back
Mm.
on the training. But again, that's life, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, Alex, I have some on-demand training that I
Definitely,
have on my website. If you ever want to
definitely,
check that out, I can send you a
absolutely.
couple other videos that I've made recently too.
Definitely,
So
and let people
yeah.
know on here where they can find you. I know I found you on Instagram, but you know, I know you have a really cool podcast as well. So
Mm.
let everyone know where they can find you on Twitter. If it's on Instagram, just let people know, you know, who Tim Lane is, man. So go
All
ahead.
right. Well, guys, you can find me at Tim Lane Fitness. My YouTube is Tim Lane Fitness, Instagram Tim Lane Fitness. The podcast is called Kicking It with Tim Lane.
There we
You can
go.
find that on whatever your favorite channel is. I got Spotify, Apple, Google. You can also find it on my on the YouTube. It's for Gorilla Cross Radio. And this thing, gorillacross.com,
Mm-hmm.
Alex, that's an app where you can download the free app that'll get you into
Okay.
the podcast. But Gorilla Cross Radio is a really cool station, and a guy up here in Vegas, born and raised in Vegas. He was a DJ, and now he's a producer with his podcast studio. And
Okay.
it's been a real pleasure working with them and getting to know everybody over there. So we're
Definitely.
definitely looking forward to doing more and having a lot of inspirational people come in.
Sounds good, man. Again, you're a big time inspiration. Love everything that you do with your work now. And again, thank you for taking some time out, man. I know you're a busy guy, especially working in the gym and helping people out. But again,
Mm.
Tim, it's been an honor to have you on the show, buddy. It really has.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for having me on, man. And you keeping hope alive out there, brother. I'm proud of you. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're
Thank you
doing.
so much, man. And God bless,
Mm.
brother.
God bless you, brother.